Here's our rankings for the new mouse minigames in Jamboree TV's add-on for Mario Party on the Switch 2. We're going to break the rankings down into 3 main groups: good, average, and bad. Because the difference between 1 and 2 ranks can just come down to personal preference and how fun we think each of them are to play. First, we'll start with the bad. In general, these are minigames that are either not enjoyable at all or impossible to play because of faulty mechanics. And most of that is due to the gyro feature. And before you go to the comments and say,
"You know you can reset the gyro by hitting down in the minigame."
yes, we know this, and it still doesn't make the minigames any better. Number 14, Stuffy Stacker. The goal of this minigame is to use the mouse to drag and drop blocks to build the highest tower. And unless you're a CPU, you're going to have a tough time actually stacking anything that will stay upright. Most of the time, you'll just be throwing blocks down and hoping your pile is higher than your opponent's. The gyro feature to rotate is extremely difficult to line up with the precision that you need for these to stack. If this minigame could be done with a controller and rotating the pieces with L or R, this would be much better. But it's pretty unplayable and boring as it is right now. Number 13, Goomba Scoopas. This minigame, you control your scooper to push Goombas into your color. This has all the makings to be a great minigame, but you can't for the life of you control your scooper. The gyro feature with the mouse is so bad that you won't even know how to move half the time, and you'll just pray that the Goombas end up falling into your color. If this was using a controller and you had actual control over your scooper, this would be much better. Number 12, Ice and Easy. Easy enough minigame in concept, you just pop the balloons by scrolling your mouse forward to get momentum. But the execution of this game is just disastrous. We haven't been able to find a consistent way to throw yourself at max speed with the mouse, and most of the time, you just slowly glide until the timer cuts you off. It's extremely frustrating and not too fun. Number 11, Bowser Filter. In this minigame, you drag and drop emails into the correct category, and whoever finishes first wins. The mouse mechanic in this minigame actually works really well and is really smooth. Unfortunately, the minigame is just super boring. You're literally sorting through emails. I do that enough at work, and I don't want to do it in my party game. Number 10, Domino Effect. Rounding off the end of the bad tier is Domino Effect. This minigame has a great concept, where you set up dominoes around obstacles to get your domino chain to reach the plant first. It's pretty fun too, but the gyro mechanic of the mouse is still a little bit wonky here and can make it really frustrating to stack it correctly. If the mouse feature and the gyro were slightly better, this would be a pretty good minigame. Now onto the average tier. These minigames are generally mechanically pretty responsive and good, but might just be a little bit bland or not really fun. Overall, these are all solid minigames to have in the game. Number 9, Bomb Toss. This is a simple concept where you drag bombs from your balloon and drop them into your opponents. It's pretty good mechanically and can be really enjoyable if you're going against your friends, but it can get pretty repetitive and boring. Number 8, Totally Electric Escape. You drag a toad around a course and get them to the exit. This minigame is super solid and really fun. It is a perfect mix of skill and speed because the toads can still swing wildly, so you have to be careful. It's also entertaining having other toads bumping into each other and affecting yours. The only downside is that controlling the mouse on your leg throughout the maze can be pretty difficult to be as precise and as fast as you want. Number 7, Net Gains. Click and drag to make a net and capture the Cheep Cheeps. Avoid the spiny Cheep Cheeps because they'll break your net. This minigame is simple and easy. As it gets faster, it gets more hectic, and this is pretty funny when your teammate and you aren't on the same page. The mouse also feels very responsive here when dragging, so overall, it's a fun minigame, although it is a bit bland. Number 6, Shell Hockey. This minigame is just air hockey, which is awesome. Seeing the lineups of minigames, I assume that this would be the best of the new minigames. It's a perfect Mario Party game, where it's competitive, but also hilarious because you can score on yourself or mess up. So it's a minigame you'd want to play again and again. The reason this isn't higher and in the good category is because in the last 15 seconds, they introduce 4 more shells on the court and it's absolutely chaotic. And in this instance, chaos is not fun. It's impossible to keep track of anything and you're just scrolling and hoping for the best. Now, if they only introduced 1 or 2 more, then it would probably be fine. Or if they added all of them but only for the last 5 seconds, it would also be fine. but it's just way too long with just chaos, and it takes away from the really fun beginning of the game. So that's why it lands at number 6. Number 5, Knock Knock Match. You knock on the door, see the characters, and try to match them up with their counterparts. It's a simple minigame, but it is a very good time. Communicating with your teammate is always funny and hectic, and it's amplified in this minigame because the characters are somewhat difficult to describe. Like, what do I even call out for this thing? This minigame is very entertaining, and the only reason that it isn't in the good category is because the mouse mechanic kind of feels unnecessary. This could have easily been a motion minigame with pointing at the screen instead of using the mouse, and it probably would have been just as good. At last, here we are in the good category with the top 4 minigames. These minigames are extremely enjoyable to play and makes you want to play them over and over again. They use the mouse controls well, and overall it just feels like a well-functioning and good minigame. Before we get to it, please subscribe if you've enjoyed this list so far. It means a lot. Number 4, Get a Grip. Each player controls an arm and has to climb up a rock wall. This was the minigame that I saw the most in all the ads and promotions for Jamboree TV, and it sure delivered for how great it was. Having the one rock slowly move out just out of your reach can be so heartbreaking and makes you want to play again right away. Also, the mouse mechanics feel really good and snappy in this game. Truthfully, the only difference between number 4, number 3, and number 2 is personal preference, so this easily could have been higher up on the list. And if you want to know the full truth, Brendan and Ryan both voted for this to be higher, but since I'm the one editing the video, I'm making it 4th. Probably because I lost to them each time I played it. Number 3, Babam Makeover. Use your spray paint to make the Babams your color. Shake to refill the can, and whoever has the most points wins. This minigame is extremely exciting and always feels very competitive. It almost always comes down to 1 point for whichever team wins, and the suspense to see which team got the big bomb makes the game feel like a huge win or a huge loss, and it makes you just want to rematch straight away. It's really hard to tell which team got some of the bombs too, which leads to some of that awesome Mario Party competitive banter. Overall, it's just a really good Mario Party minigame. The mouse controls here also feel really responsive. Yes, this probably could have been a motion control minigame, but the game's so fun, in the moment, I really couldn't care if it was mouse or motion control. Number 2, What's the Scoop? Scoop ice cream and put it in the cone in the correct order. This minigame is the perfect setup for arguing with your teammates and having those hilarious Mario Party moments. It genuinely is so perfect, and it feels like a mini version of Overcooked, the way you have to be on the same page with your teammate. The mouse controls feel great here as well, and it actually feels like it should be a mouse minigame rather than a motion control or a regular control one. This is a 2v2 minigame that I would love to play again and again. Number 1, Pullback Attack. Wind up your race car and make it to the other side to score points. The team with the most points wins. This minigame is by far the best new minigame. It feels like a Mario Party minigame that will be remembered for years because of how fun it is. The mouse controls here are perfect for this game. It's responsive and intuitive to set up, and aiming the car with the mouse works great. The competitiveness and strategy also comes through in this game. We had so many rematches in this game because of how addicting it was to play. This was all of our favorite minigames, so it easily deserves the number 1 spot. And that's the list. Which ranks do you agree with? Which minigames did we get wrong? Let us know in the comments, and please subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.